Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just days away from its official release by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and even creator George Lucas. That is all set and ready to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a very important film, not just to Disney and Lucasfilm as companies, but also to us, the Star Wars community, since this movie really will determine the future of the Star Wars franchise and where things will stand. Now, based on a lot of the leaks that we have been going over, a lot of the choices that Disney and Lucasfilm have made, a lot of fans, including myself, really don't agree with anything that Disney has done so far in The Rise of Skywalker. Of course, things are going to seem different in execution on the big screen, but as far as the actual choices go, this is where there were many different poor decisions done by Disney and Lucasfilm when they were actually changing and adjusting the core of the plot during the months of August, September, and October, where many of the rewrites and reshoots took place, where they essentially reshot 30% of the movie over the course of 3 months. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing about this, and very unfortunate for the character of Anakin Skywalker and actor Hayden Christensen, is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Ben Solo are said to be facing Palpatine inside of his throne room on the world of Exegol. It's explained that during the sequence, both Ben and Rey ignite Leia and Anakin's lightsabers while they begin to fight Palpatine. It said that both Anakin and Leia's lightsabers are said to actually take on the Knights of Ren and Palpatine's Imperial Guards, also known as his Sith Loyalists. Now, as both Ben and Rey fight the Knights of Ren and Palpatine's guards inside of his throne room before facing Palpatine, where the entire scene eventually leads to a moment in which Ben and Rey defeat the Knights of Ren as well as Palpatine's Sith Loyalists, where Palpatine fights Ben Solo and throws him into a bottomless pit. This is where various Force Ghost voices can be heard in the background, including the voice of Anakin Skywalker. It's said that Disney and J.J. Abrams cut one of the scenes of the film that involved the character of Anakin Skywalker, in which he was going to appear physically and helping Rey, and that it was J.J. and Kathleen Kennedy's idea to keep him only as a disembodied voice and to not show him on screen by deleting that particular scene. The scene that was deleted involved Anakin Skywalker as a Force Ghost in the film, portrayed by Hayden Christensen helping Rey and transferring her energy from the netherworld of the Force to give her the energy she needs to fight Palpatine and to destroy him once and for all. Now, this scene was deleted to the point where J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy dwindled Anakin's role down to only a Force Ghost voice, and that he does not appear in the film any way, shape, or form. Now, the scene was said to have been mixed with other Force Ghost voices. However, in the original cut of the film, all of the Force Ghosts appeared in back of Rey helping her. JJ and Kathleen Kennedy made their decision based on this less is more concept. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this literally destroys the character of Anakin Skywalker in this movie. And the reason why is because they actually had a plan to have Hayden reprise his role as Anakin appearance-wise, physically on the big screen, actually being there in the actual scene, helping Rey, to the point where they wanted to apply the whole less is more concept in order to dwindle him down only to a Force Ghost voice, along and mixed with other Force Ghost voices happening around the same exact time. So basically what's going to happen at the very end of the film is that Rey is going to hear scrambled pieces of dialogue of all the different Force Ghosts of the past, including Anakin. And honestly, Anakin would have had the limelight that he deserved if he was actually shown physically, as opposed to him just being a disembodied voice. Now, this is said to actually explain as to why Hayden Christensen and both Ian McDiarmid had to cancel their appearance at one of the fan expos a couple of months ago. You guys may be aware that one of the fan expos, Hayden was supposed to appear, and he actually had to cancel his appearance last minute. A lot of fans were very, upset and angry about that. Now, it's all said because he had to do some recording sessions and had to do some ADR work, had to actually put in his voice into the movie along with Palpatine in the background. Now, the thing about this is that by using him only as a disembodied voice, it's a terrible tease in my opinion. I will say, I'm going to just say that up front right now, is that this is a terrible tease by Disney and Lucasfilm by only having him as a voice. I think that at the end of the day, the fact that he's a voice along with other Force Ghost voices, it's gonna kind of pass by a lot of fans, where a lot of fans may have to wonder, is that Anakin? Is that not Anakin? You know, not a lot of fans actually will be able to realize who is who depending on, you know, how they're going to record the actual lines of dialogue. For all we know, Anakin may sound older, he may have a lower, you know, pitch as far as his voice goes. If he can actually deliver, you know, a line of dialogue that fans are familiar with, that would work. Or a line of dialogue that would actually sound exactly like Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith, then that would possibly work, where fans can just point it out right away, instead of just guessing. So the other thing here is this. The fact that they actually had scenes planned and even shot involving Hayden as Anakin and deleted them and put them to the wayside, and the fact that Anakin Skywalker does not appear in this movie in any way, shape, or form, you only hear him at the very end of the movie, I think is a big missed opportunity by, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm, JJ, Kathleen, you name it. I don't think people realize, but this was their last chance in order to incorporate Anakin into The Rise of Skywalker, in order to give him the limelight that he deserved. Again, Anakin at the end of the day is the true face of this franchise. He started it all. You know, he started the entire story of, you know, how he fell to the dark side and became Darth Vader, and how Luke came into the picture, how he redeemed his son, etc., etc. It really is all about Anakin. At the end of the day, when we look at these 8 Star Wars movies leading up to 9 now, you know, it really is all about Anakin Skywalker. So I think by not having him appear in the movie and having at least Luke and Leia's Force Ghost just seems strange to me. You have 2 Skywalker family members of the Skywalker family as Force Ghost appearing, but you don't have Anakin. Nor do you have Ben Solo's Force Ghost, which is really strange. It really is, because based on the leaks that we have actually been talking about, Ben Solo will meet his demise in this movie and will not get the Force Ghost treatment. His death or his transfer to the Netherworld will be left completely ambiguous. You know, did he actually become one with the Force, or did he not? We're gonna have to wait for the books or the novels or the comics, from what it seems, in order to get that official answer by Disney. The other thing is this, is that we also know that the Force Ghosts are going to be using this specific power that allows Rey to become a part of the Force Ghosts. Basically, Rey is gonna have this godlike power that allows her to take on Emperor Palpatine and to destroy the Sith once and for all. And Anakin, when he actually connects to Rey, is going to allow her to become the Chosen One, because she is the one who destroys the Sith once and for all in this movie by literally deflecting the lightning back at Sidious, causing him to disintegrate, very much like Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter franchise. That's exactly how it's going to happen at the very end of the film, and how it's all going to unfold. Now, everything related to, you know, Rey's, you know, attack on Palpatine and Palpatine's death, I think is something that a lot of fans out there may be quite divided over. A lot of fans may like that idea, a lot of fans may not like that idea. I, for one, do not like the idea of Palpatine dying by the hands of Rey. I feel that it really should be Ben Solo, since Ben Solo has true Jedi training by Luke himself, and was an actual Jedi student of Luke Skywalker for years. It only makes sense. I mean, I don't know why they didn't go that path, but they chose for Rey to become the Chosen One and to be the one who destroys the Sith, finally. You know, and that the Chosen One prophecy will be rewritten in this movie. You know, the Chosen One prophecy being related to Anakin is going to be rewritten in Episode 9, since Rey destroys the Sith. So, basically, when we look at the past 8 Star Wars films, the prophecy was never about Anakin, it was all about Rey in this film. That was a part of resetting the franchise that we've been talking about, of how this movie is going to have saga-wide implications that will create a controversy, similar to that of Game of Thrones. You know, Game of Thrones Season 8, I will say, was a tragedy. A lot of people hated Game of Thrones Season 8 because of the choices that they made, and specific answers and specific questions left unanswered, and I can go on and on. But this movie in particular, big decisions that were not the best by Disney and Lucasfilm at all, that I believe are not going to work well with fans. The fact that Anakin does not appear in the film, and how you have both Luke and Leia's Force Ghosts, just seems out of place, at least to me. You know, if you have Leia, why not Anakin, right? So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon.